Hello everyone, welcome back to Fablehaven Age of Wonders, for the Firelord Ragnaros continues his desolation of Azeroth. And thanks you for the explosive amount of support in the first episode. Thank you all so much for your excitement. I greatly appreciate it. If you are enjoying the War of the Elements, don't like the video. It does help out the channel. So today, we are at war with Warchief Thrall, and we have so many more enemies to find. As mentioned, the only friend we're really going to be having is probably Alakir. They had, Ragnaros and Alakir had a loose relationship in the lore, or a loose allegiance, if you will, because, of course, wind fans the flame of fire, and Ragnaros is a fan of burning the world. Also, today I'm going to try and do a little bit better of a job of fulfilling my renown. I facepalmed really hard when I realized I could probably be renown level 3 by now, if I was actually paying attention. But of course, in the first few episodes, I spent so much attention trying to pay attention to the story I've crafted and relaying everything. Excuses, I know. But anyway, we are returning back to our city, because Thrall is coming for that booty. And we're going to burn down Thunderdale, which it was very bold of him to place this in between my two cities. Incredibly bold. And speaking of two cities, we have a third city, the Blackrock Under Mountain. Blackrock Mountain was where the Dark Iron Dwarves hung out, and where they built the city of a Shadow Forge. And of course, underneath the Blackrock Mountain lay the Fire King himself. I kind of want to go this way. I want to clear all this out while we still have the time. We'll see if we have enough. I hope we have enough to survive. But who better to rule Blackrock Mountain than Dagran Thorson, the Emperor himself, although he is a Sorcerer-Thane. This is the great grandson of Sorcerer-Thane Thorson, who called forth Ragnaros into the world, and so I called him with the free unit that we had, who is a ritualist, but that's kind of convenient because we can use the Litherite Orb, which is, spat out a tier 1 from our item forge, to give volatile summons to stuff that he summons. Now, I do know in Classic WoW, the Emperor Thorson was like a melee guy. In fact, he dropped one of the best melee trinkets in Classic WoW, the Hand of Justice. My oh my, how long people searched for that. But, he, of course, was a sorcerer himself. So, her healer is healing. That's fine. I'm going to try and make a stack here. Because even though this is bad to stand on, is there not forest on this tile? That's so funny. We want to blockade anyone from getting in here. I need another melee unit. It's unfortunate it's going to be this peasant. Because, of course, if you attack somebody on a passageway, it is a glorious 1v1. So, Mr. Sorcerer-Thane is making his way over here. I am so poor that we really need to rely on Ragnaros to get over here. We have our scouts exploring. That is not a way up. What's going on over here? Huh. It's just a little, handcrafted region, apparently. We'll put her on auto-explore so I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to think about it for too much longer. Okay, the clay soldiers are ready to bonk. Our primordial pyromoth is making her way downtown. Shadowforge, give me some knowledge. We'll see if we can craft it before Thrall comes and ruins everything. I want to cast this, but if I cast it, I think we're going to be bleeding mana. I'm going to go down to +1 mana. What's the difference between +7 and +1? 6 is the answer, but new power development skills are available. Benko. I think it's Soil Tenders here. I do enjoy Soil Tenders. I used to hate it, but now I've come around to it. I guess we'll grab it, sure. One of the... besides the fact that Thrall, plopped down on my only way up, by going to war with him with major justification, we are getting a bonus +20 Imperium income, which is a monstrous amount. Also, I have a feeling that the Dark Iron Dwarves will not keep prisoners, but we'll hold on to them for now, because they are providing us with some knowledge. Always a good thing. When our prisoners fall, I have no hesitation to slaughter them. Now, of course, on this realm, I use the new feature of limiting the form traits that can appear, and naturally, I forgot about a few things. So thank you all for pointing that out. And I figured, early on in this episode at least, while I remember, I would share some fun facts about the form traits that I cut out. But first things first. After a period of upheaval, a world seedling from a distant world has taken root, spawning a new world tree. Peace returns within the realm, and balance is restored, as is nature's wont. Your troops may once again traverse the woodlands safely and unhindered. Yet for all the turmoil the world seedling caused, you may have an opportunity to benefit from the woody incursion. Will you restore your lands claimed by forest, or is it more appealing to learn new power over nature? Well, none of my provinces were affected by the living forest, and there is the invading sapling. That is actually really close to me. Huh. Cool. And there is Thrall's capital, which I think in an ideal world we burn that down today. We'll move these guys here. I want Mothra to be involved in this, but she is not going to be, unfortunately. We'll auto this to glorious success. Fantastic. So, about the characters that I forgot about. We'll go one by one. So we'll start off with the satire. Yes, of course. The goats. So when I got to the goat, my immediate thought was the space goats. And honestly, it's because we meme on them so hard. Or memed on them so hard. And, on top of that, they're thick. Female Draenei are so cool. Yeah, cool. Cool's the word. I guess we're going to be attacked by this, and it's going to suck. Is what I'm just bracing myself for. But there are the satires. And the satires are demons. The demon goats. They were night elves that were afflicted by the curse of the satire. You know, very clever name. It looks like Alakir has declared rivalry on Thrall. Is that because I'm at war with Thrall? Are you joining me, dear brother? He's kind of far away, though, so I'm not sure if this is really going to be a big deal. But, we'll declare friendship when I have the money. War party, domain invasion, yes, yes, yes. How bad is this? Pretty bad. In fact, it might wipe us here. I could go hide in the city and just hope he doesn't have anything above. I think that's what I'm going to do. Can you reach the tile? You cannot. Okay. So as mentioned, the satire were demons. They were night elves that betrayed, or I suppose highborn, that betrayed the elves in service for, ooh, that's what we wanted, in service to the Burning Legion, who are a bunch of demons, who were coming to mess up Azeroth. That's a whole storyline and a half, so forgive me if I don't go into it right now. But hopefully Future Fate put an image of them on the screen, and they could have been, you know, the goats, if you will. Next up, and semi-related, oh, they had a battle. The satire and the Worgen had a great battle. Oh, that is unfortunate. I believe it's called the War of the Satire. But the Worgen were the lupine form. And for whatever reason, my brain went to Volpera, and I was like, oh, there are no Volpera in Classic WoW. Which is true. This is a mountain. I don't believe I can build roads over mountains, which is a right shame. One day we'll be able to crush them beneath our feet. But the Worgen, I think they had a bit of a lore... I don't know if retcon's the right word. Retcon, expansion. Ooh! Hey, Thrall. So we've turned this into a city ruin. And if Thrall was not being fully reinforced, I would be down to party, but he is. So what if we just run all as far back as we can to the city? Our city, Molten Core. Raiders of the Deep are in. Is in. What do we want instead? We get the Silent Barracks to start making our very own clay units. That'll do. But yeah, originally the Worgen, I want to say this may be incorrect. In the original lore, the Worgen were kind of like called through a portal that Archmage Arugal opened. And in time, I would love... Ooh, yes. The lore is expanded later on that the Worgen were actually a creation of the Druids on accident. They tried to invoke the power of a wild god, basically, and it drove them insane. Hashtag just druid things in. Sure, we'll forcibly expand this. Oh, also, I explained this. Blackrock Undermountain, yes. And I've decided that there are some more creative options I can do for our generals instead of just going Seathril, Hateril, Vilerel, and that's what we'll be doing. If I run out, we'll go back to the Rels, if you will. I think we're going to go this instead. So I could have had the Lupine form and just made them Worgen. The expansion later on was all about Gilneas and the Worgen curse and how the Night Elves worked with the Worgen to kind of control it at all. It's actually kind of a really cool story. I really liked the Cataclysm races that were added. Thrall, are we gonna tango? I have a feeling we're gonna tango. Ooh. I am so low on mana. An advisor reports that a mystical seer set up shop north of the Blackrock Undermountain, offering knowledge of faraway territories and rulers. He visits you the same day. I sell secrets, Firelord. I know much about this realm and its denizens, and what little I know not, I divine. Your advisor then leans in and whispers, it is worth noting that he keeps the same information on you and yours for your rivals to exploit. The Seer Ogre presents an innocuous smile. The mystical seer is predicted to reside in your domain for 15 turns. Cool. This is one of the merchants. You can reveal a throne city, contact a hidden ruler, explore the world for 700 mana. I would love to gain knowledge. So we'll go ahead and wait. There's a slither thingy here, but there's no hero yet, so hopefully the Undermountain does not get besieged. Kind of annoying that Thrall is dragging me around, but I don't think our forces can fight. So we continue the retreat. The tactical withdrawal, if you will. But now that we're back in our own domain, we're healing up. Bonk, bonk. And say, please don't cast any spells. Okay. I need mana. Also, I'm going to try and expand more correctly. Over here, I was just kind of expanding all willy-nilly when there are a bunch of nodes. See? A bunch of nodes for me to pick up that I really should be, even if it's not like something you want. So, for example, this is an iron deposit. You know? It makes sense to put a quarry on an iron deposit. They're both production stuff. But you could just pop a farm here and then change it later. I already have 4 farms, so there's really not a need for that. Although putting a farm like here on the gold node would boost the farmstead even further, and then I can switch it to gold later. But I have no gold node in the Molten Core, which is a right shame. A proper shame. Is that... That's one of the new pickups, but it's in lava. Okay. We could call militia to Blackrock Undermountain just to see what's going on with this, because if it's just one Slitherer, you know, we can bonk them. New Empire developments are available. Battlefield looting is very good. We'll go ahead and take it. We don't want Force March. I never take Force March unless it's like an accident. Alright, Thrall, you're in between 2 armies. What you gonna do? What you gonna do, bud? You're coming. Okay. Alrighty. We're gonna have a proper brouhaha. It looks like it is just one Slitherer or Universal Camouflage, and I'm about to be rocked. Place your bets now. One Slitherer. Fled. The Craven Dog. So these militia are part of House Thorison. So we'll need our Sorcerer-Thane to get over there in time. But for now, it's more important to me that we just, you know, defend our domain. Probably want to pop out a few more Aspirant Knights as well. Hopefully not get them killed. And we'll pop out a Scout here soon. Where am I going? I will pump out a Scout to be able to destroy the city ruin. You need to keep your unit on top of it, unfortunately. Maybe we can have these guys do it as well. They're not overly useful. So who's next in the list of units that I missed? Ah, the Furbog. Yes, yes. Unfortunately, I can't build anything there. So many war parties. Someone recommended that I could make the moles. Hello. Ignore the Deep Guardians. Furbog. And that's correct. The Furbog they're kind of interesting, actually. Because they're actually ancient creatures. Ancient, very powerful, tied to an old god. Or not an old god, a wild god, excuse me. And, but on that note, they also don't have like a very significant character. Thrall, you're going to make me chase you. Is he going to go all the way in here? Are we really going to have a showdown like this? I should be able to move faster than him because I have underground adaptation. I think. And if I had this, we'll have Cave Walk as well. So I can really outpace him. I believe I'm just outside of his engagement range unless the AI is smart. How smart is the AI? Do you think they know how to detach? I really don't want to find out. And I guess we're going to find out. But, like, in my mind, whenever I hear Molken, I think of only one person. You know who it is. I know who it is. There's just one. Oh, the Scout came back. Nice. I managed to get away. Arcane Artisans is good, but not yet. The nerf really hurt that, unfortunately. I have 11 turns left. This quest is probably not getting done. We're chasing Thrall to the ends of the world. So yeah, could have had Furbog. Whatever. You only really encounter them like corrupted Furbolgs. There's one uncorrupted clan in Classic that has a very long quest line. I believe the main reason to do that was for an enchanting recipe, right? At least that's why I did it. Oh, I was able to cast this while... Huh. Anyway, the Raiders of the Deep is an enchantment that basically affects all of your units. Gives them Cave Walk, and while in the underground, plus 1 defense, plus 1 resistance, while above ground, plus 10% damage. Also, wow. Huh. Huh. That's not good. What is this? Farm? Not anymore. Are we close to Metropolitan Society? We are. It's going to take a hot minute. This is unfortunate. What is this, a farm? Okay, we can build this. I might change this. I mean, I need the farm. Okay, mana problems. Shocker. Well, that's unfortunate. I didn't think about that. It is an enchantment after all. I just saw Cave Walk and I'm like, oh yeah, Cave Walk's great. So one way we can deal with this is by deleting units. Ah, that's a big problem. So what is Thorason's ambition? Because he's gonna need this Pyromoth. He's a Privateer? Yeah, no, that's not gonna fly. We're gonna have to switch him to something that interesting. He's gonna get the Pyromoth then. Because the Pyromoth was spawned and the city was closer than the giant. I didn't think about that. Hashtag aristocracy things. Well, the good news is that Tharason is a champion, so he can get... Not that one. Not that one. This one. And logistic training can stack with the culture buff. Wow, okay. What about you? 11 mana? Too much. Okay. I was barely keeping it together. And now we're not. Alright, I think militia are going to have to go. We're going to have to sacrifice a few of them. That's what they're here for, but it never feels good. How about you? Yep. Militia are going to have to go. Get rid of these. They're not doing anything right now. They can't fight that war party, so... It's... I don't remember what happens when we go into the negative on mana, actually. Ooh, maybe Alakir will trade me something. No. Negotiates. Good enough. We're alive. Thank you, good sir. 6 mana per turn. I'd rather keep my focus crystal. How do you feel about Pegasus mounts? Fantastic. Brother. You fund the great war effort, brother. If she were to go... The game is trying to walk across this lava. Okay. So, here. Here. Cool. We're all in formation. We're all chasing them down. So we'll have Mr... He can kind of lag behind, but we're going to have him detach from this. Let's go scout, make sure nothing else is making its ugly way over here. This is unfortunate. It is what it is. Maybe that's a pickup that's not being guarded. Are you mana upkeep? Not really. You're making your way to the city ruins, though. There's an aspirant knight. It wants to, but can't quite make it to Ragnaros' army. You have no idea how many times I wanted to call Ragnaros Blint in the first episode. Rivalry ended. Oh, great. Thanks. Don't run. Don't make this harder than it has to be, Thrall. Let me complete my ambition. He's gonna run. He summoned a unit. He turns! Ooh. What? Huh? Huh. Okay. Interesting. Like, see, right here, this would be a great farm. Because it's a mana node and a quarry. And a farm now. Please be unprotected. Nice. Can I dig this? No. We're going to have to go over the mountain. Oh, hi. Will you let me destroy this, or are you going to be rude about it? I think they're going to be rude about it. These guys belong to, Seathrill's army. Well, I'm glad he came to me, because that saves me a lot of problems. You know what? I might pull... No, wait, what? These belong to Ragnaros, okay. Seathrill's the wizard hat. So basically, this is... all Ragnaros, except for this, which is Thaurissan. Did we bring... this is confusing. I think we're going to bring Thaurissan into this. Because he doesn't care about killing Thrall. Whereas Ragnaros does. Isn't my road gore beautiful? I mean, I could bring all the heroes, I suppose. They're just in relatively questionable positions. Alright. What the heck? Yeah. Alright, so... you're going into this stack. And you are getting this guy. Then this stack is going to run this way. And now we bonk. It's a low-risk battle, but the rules dictate that I must face... Sorry, that took so long to figure out. This whole aristocracy thing is driving me nuts. But, while we're here fighting Thrall, who is the only hero here, so we're going to have Ragnaros bonk him. While we're doing this... Oh, yeah. I figured now is a pretty good time to explain... That is a shock weapon. Cool, I can say just out of the breeze. To explain the other race I'm missing, and that is the rats. So, there are no true rats like the Ratunga or the Skaven, but there are the kobolds. Now, you have to forgive me for forgetting them, because the kobolds really don't have any importance. They too are an ancient race, but unlike the Furbolgs, who participated in some very big battles and are like descendants of the wild god, one of the wild gods, the bear one. Is that Ursol? Unlike them, the kobolds are mutations. Oh, you have sprints. Wow. Mutated descendants of the Trogs. And the Trogs are failed creations of the Titans. Descendant from, they think, and by they think I mean a character in the game thinks, they are descendant from the Trogs, who are failed creations of the Earthen. And the Earthen, of course, are the predecessors of the Dwarves. So in a weird roundabout way, the Dwarves are related to the Trogs and the Kobolds. And I need to be able to heal my boy and remove whatever buff he has. So, do we drop the firebomb? Evocation, or do we swing? I think we'll drop the evocation. Ragnaros has to be the one to kill Thrall. That's all that matters. Really. Are these Ancestral Wardens? They are! Wow. I suppose we can have a little bit of a sacrificial lamb moment then. And we will conjure greater spirits. And we will astral... I can bond to the Pyre Moth? Ooh. It does feel a little weird. I suppose we could put this here. and link it to Ragnaros. Look at all the summoning stuff I'm doing. We have a Tide Spirit. Yeah, like the only thing the kobolds are really known for is their famous line. Let's see if I can do it. You no take candle! I tried. Yeah, essentially they didn't develop well, and so they can't really see in the dark, even though they are subterranean creatures. So they have a candle on their head. And players are always interested in stealing the candle. Because of quests. Players wouldn't do anything if there wasn't a quest for it. Alright, we have the Aspirant Knights here, who we're going to have to find something to rush into. Maybe they'll go over here. I know, phenomenal positioning on my behalf. Immolate's an AoE, right? Yeah. They're already on fire here, so we can do this. Alright, who needs to do stuff? Nobody. Put the defender in defense mode. The Warding Link will protect Ragnaros from most damage. I hope we get used to using it because we're going to get the Warding Bond as our special tier 3 unit. Okay, so he has a spear. I'm pretty sure I gave him not a spear. Thrall, of course, has a Warhammer. Yeah. Which there's not really a great depiction of a Warhammer, unfortunately, in this game. So, how silly do you think I can afford to be? Well, sorry, Defender. You're gonna have to eat this. Friendly fire. Oh no, steadfast? I can't remove that, can I? Oh, okay. I just hope that him burning... I believe Rag inflicted that burning, right? So maybe it'll be okay? Maybe. I hope so. Now, Ragnaros does have his back turned to a whole bunch of spooky stuff, but hopefully we can get some good positioning here and just not worry about it. Oh, these guys are tanky. Those are tier 1 units. Yeah, those are all the character types that I missed. And don't worry about why Sirens are here. It'll all make sense in time. That's a lot of damage. Let's go pin him down. We could even bring all the way up here for a War Banner. Are we okay with that? I guess we are. We'll go over here. Shoot those things. This evolved into a tier 3 unit, which is fun. Although as far as tier 3 units go, the fire elemental's kind of just... whatever. This could be really silly, but they're isolated, so technically it could be fine. We'll go here and we'll heal up the militia. Can't believe that's not a kill. I can't believe it's not butter. We could go bonk this, but I'm kind of okay with not bonking it. We'll head over here. Now remember, anything that we summon with Sorcerer-Thane Arison is going to explode when it dies or expires. Death and expiration are the same thing. Alright, first unit down. We can even ignite this to death, probably. Do I care? Might be more important to put something on fire, actually. Like this. The Primal does have a cool trick where they can bounce backwards. I'm glad that was a one-hit lance and not a repeating one, actually, now that I think about it. Ragnaros dying would be a real bummer. That's why I moved up all those units over here. They should be... oh, tempting. Alrighty. It's a right proper shame. But, sure. A right proper shame that my turn is just reduced to that, but what are you gonna do? The Ancestral Wardens are really spooky. Wow, this guy can't do anything. I guess I'll face this way and go in defense mode. I could. Well, I saved the militia with a super giga primordial beast. Overkill? Absolutely. Would I do it again? Probably. So we can stand here and start shooting into something. Man, our battle mage damage needs to get a little higher, if you will. Restore you. Shoot you. Just keep shooting. My poor, poor Aspirant Knight. Do we think I'll be able to evolve one this playthrough? Because I have low expectations. The enemy flees. There's something we really need to do, so we will take our victory. Wow, that was a lot of death. And that was the major ambition for Ragnaros completed. See, he'd be level 4 right now if I were paying closer attention in the first episode. But that's okay. Most importantly, we have Duelists. So now against heroes, this unit deals plus 50% damage and has plus 3 defense and plus 3 resistance. So when we're, you know, fire evoking, when we're throwing the boulder, that's going to deal plus 50% damage against heroes. We're also going to go for adaptive armor so that we have more resistance against non-physical attacks. And we begin moving back north. We're going to leave this alone for now. And continue the road gore. Sound barracks are in. Fire arrows might not be bad. Underground vault might not be bad either. We do have range units right now, but we're not really going to have those for long. And I need to build this so we can start doing dungeoneering. I could use a forester, which can be this. Sure. Bringing the monolith for mana, because I'm running very low. Thrall has perished. Ragnaros gained a renown level and completed his major ambition. We're now in the pact of cooperation with our tier 4 person. We have been complimented by Alakir. Really? Okay. Keep an eye on that. And we're going to have to fiddle with these armies a little bit. Because Ethereal Stack is basically all Ragnaros stuff. So we're going to have to return to her some units. Your conduit's being pillaged. Forester. Forester with a bunch of production on it. Nice. Queue up some surf quarters, although queuing is... it was a bad idea. Unfortunately, Mr. Dagran Tharson is not going to have a whole lot of units until we get his army running. Also, he's not going to have a lot of renown until we're able to switch his ambition. I mean, there is water nearby over here that we might be able to find some stuff going on, but I have low expectations. Okay. So Ragnaros is continuing his road gore. His army is pretty good. Probably close to tier 3. We're there, we just need some money. Still good? Nice. By going to tier 3, our legendary defender will immediately evolve, which is very good. So, we'll step Seathrall out. Bring in these 2 units, which belong to her. These 2 units would belong to her. And she really just wants a Knights. Which we can get next turn. We're still bleeding mana like a... you know? Do you need a Bannerman, or are you okay with just Mothra? You need some frontline. We can give the... maybe we could have these guys go join him. Ideally, we want, like, full Legion. We don't always get what we want, though, do we? Life is suffering. So for now, we'll just split up the clay units, because they're tier 3 units. We'll do it like this. Although they really aren't great without their Legion buff. How much health do you have by yourself? 80? It's fine. They're undying as well, so... we can throw them into the Endless Void. Oh, hey, look at this. Mana is short, but we're not going to bleed, so that's good. And by bleed, I mean go into the deep red. I'll boost this. Should give us some breathing room. And next turn, Alakir is going to like us more, so we might be able to sell him something for more mana. We're fixing the mana situation. I believe a scout is moving somewhere. But no more. Alright, Alakir, I'm going to depend on you a little bit. Which is not something Ragnaros would do. He would use Alakir, but not depend on him. Alakir had the wits to lead the forces of the old gods, so he kind of knows how to work with Ragnaros. Is there another hero for me to bonk? It is. Fantastic. So, we should be able to buy that next turn after battlefield looting. We can leave the, this militiaman can go here. Although the militiamen have actually proven themselves very useful. I wish they could evolve, but I understand why they can't. Whatever. Alright. We bonk. If I auto this, will it tell me? I don't think it will. Alright, we're going for the hero. You know the rules. We go deep for the hero. And because the Sorcerer-Thane is here, he can pop a few things. First of all, this. I'm going to try bonding with this thing. And then we'll make the Astral Ward up here. Ragnaros go crush that cover, which is definitely intentional. Oh, yeah. Big damage. Now let's get our... here. Here. This should be like a one-turn ordeal, I think. There is so much... what are these things called? Fauna? The plants that are complicating things. Are the new units, are they tier 4? The new battle mage? I think they are, right? Kind of unfortunate. They're going to cost Imperium, even though I want Absolute metric loads of them. Oh no! Ragnaros, how could you? Ow! Shit. Team Ragnaros went insane. But Fabe, was Ragnaros ever not insane? A fair point. But still. It was very not good for me. What are you? Oh. You know what I could do? If I can't get it on Ragnaros, I can get it on Seathril, I suppose. That'll get her to Renown level 2. It is a thought. Not a thought I like, but it is a thought. Maybe I can freeze him. I think he's dead. What if I don't move with anyone else? Thoughts? I'm thinking thoughts. Please don't die, hero. You have so much to live for. Excellent. No! Does that count? I don't think it does. Great. That is so much damage. I mean, as it turns out, it was pretty good that she wound up as Thorison's. It'd be cool if that burning counted for Ragnaros, but I don't think it did. Cloak of Starblades. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And Butt Stallion. It did not count. Too strong. Too strong. I have a job for you, militiaman. What? Oh. You couldn't get up there because she was standing there? Seems odd. Well, we're gonna send, well, I suppose we should send all 3 of them. That's gonna be a problem. Alright. Oops. Go here for now to full heal. I was gonna send Dagrin up here, but I mean, someone has to go up here. Is our spare army going to be enough? I bloody hope so. This technically isn't Orgrimmar. There might be a way up here, though. I don't really see one. Alright. I mean, that's pretty close to Orgrimmar. I think it's best if we just go in the water. Especially if I had this. 12 turns. Oh, hey, it's a faded region. Which one do you think this is? Place your bets. Oh, it's one I don't know. Oh, wait, no. It could be the one I wanted. Entering a fiery cavern below Trothcourt, your troops hear the hushed shouts of a woman, desperate to draw their attention. Shh, over here. As your scout approaches the woman clad in druid's clothing, she stares at her in disbelief, but does not recede. See the large figures at the fissure. Those are Fire Clan grunts, she whispers. They have captured the beasts of the land, battering them in cages, brutalizing them for combat. The druid anxiously bites her nails. I cannot bear this any longer. This maltreatment must end. Whatever the Fire Clan intends to do with these caged beasts, it cannot be good, the druid concludes. You free them, we all win, right? So, once chained to my lash, those war beasts will be free to kill. This action will upset the druid hero. When picking up creature cages in this region, the rewarded units gain 2 extra ranks, but you gain evil alignment. Huh. Once chained to my lash, those war beasts will be free to kill. So I think... Well. I think the Fated region, there are 3 big stories, and I think we found the one I wanted, which was the story about the giant clans. This is odd. Greetings, Firelord Ragnaros. May wisdom guide your path in this realm. That might be something that Neptulon, the Tidehunter, would say before fighting. So, with Neptulon, it's on site for Ragnaros. He leads the Children of the Maw. Neptulon the Tidehunter rules the elemental plane of water from the abyssal Maw. However, unlike the prisons of his kin, a pathway opened between the Maw and the Great Sea of Azeroth long ago. In spite of this, Neptulon had neither care to conquer the realm nor interest in petty revenge. He remained well within his domain until the summoning of Ragnaros threw the realm into disorder. The boiling of the seas weakened him for a time, but he and his minions have restored the natural order to the depths. Now it is high time he reminds his arrogant kin, and the entire world, that no mortal or creature of magic is beyond reproach. So Neptulon is the elemental lord of water, and he and Ragnaros always fought in the ancient times, and he always won. No one knows really when his prison opened, the Abyssal Maw, his Titanic prison, but there's some theories that it was during the Gurubashi War, the Gurubashi Trolls, because a Kraken was sent to wipe them out. But the Gurubashi War was after the summoning of Ragnaros in the War of Three Hammers, so, like I said, no one really knows. But he leads the Children of the Maw, which are the Sirons, and the reason I kept them in. They are Oathsworn of Harmony. I thought it would be a fun throwback to Shalasa. With experienced seafarers and druidic terraformers. They themselves have a swamp adaptation, inner fire, and strong. This is supposed to be inner frost. Well, anyway, you get the point. He himself is a protective sage. So he likes empires that have summoned units. He likes empires with vassals. He dislikes empires with a larger domain. And he dislikes empires that start wars. So we actually meet both of his likes presently. I don't have a vassal quite yet. His strategy is to favor treaties. Wars must be justified. He likes to explore, and he likes to expand. He currently really likes us. However, it's on site. I am disappointed by your hostility, Ragnaros. Perhaps my positive assumptions about you were misplaced. They were indeed. He's also a devotee, so the AI knows what it's doing, apparently. Although Harmony isn't very difficult. So, like I said, I think this is the Giant Clan stories, which is so appropriate for our setting. So I'm really glad we got lucky there. We'll take the Material Refinery. This is Seathrel. Reclaiming attacks. Fantastic. We'd love to see it. Thorson actually has a really good chess piece, so we'll give this to her. He has, yeah, the channeling robes. I think we're going to leave him unmounted. Trollkin Governor. Friendship between Alakir and Thrall. Alakir, no, no. I have to kill him, Alakir. You don't understand. Get some serf quarters here. Alright, Alakir, I'm going to have to trade with you because I am still bleeding mana. Now look. It would definitely be in my interest to take this moment to ally with Neptulon because he likes me so much. It would. That would be in my interests. However, that's not what we're about. I'm trying to remember who there's one more person that it kind of would make sense for me to ally with. Sort of, kind of, possibly. You are approached by your hero, Dagran Tharason. His expression betrays dejection and vexation. Yeah, don't be a privateer. Lawbringer. You know, that might actually not be bad. Or Prospector. Ooh, Artisan equipment is so good. It's also super expensive, but we'll take this. We'll take this. But yeah, Tharason ruled Shadowforge City with like an iron will and a lot of charisma. Am I really going to take this through the waterway? Because like if this doesn't go well, I'm so screwed. I have two ways I can approach this. I can go straight for the throat, or I can try and... I really don't have a lot of time, though. I'm going to capture this next so I can get up. I think... I would like to go back up to Blackrock Undermountain to deal with this problem. And then go up. And complete my quest. Can I get here? I can. Alright, we'll go this way. Alright, let's rock and roll. I want to explore. Oh. And here he is. I have heard great things about you, Firelord Ragnaros. I look forward to seeing your progress here alongside mine. That's not what you would say. Everyone say hello to the High King of the Alliance, Magni Bronzebeard, who leads the Mountain Dwarves. In the Second War, the Alliance of Lordaeron relieved the Horde siege of Ironforge, and King Magni dedicated his brothers and his armies to the Alliance's cause. In the Third War, the Prince of Lordaeron slew Magni's brother. Before the Dwarven King could react, the same fallen prince slew his own father, shattering the alliance of Lordaeron. In that moment, Magni Bronzebeard decided to do what he does best. Pick up the shattered pieces and forge it anew. Under his leadership, a new alliance shall be born. A grand alliance. So, I had to include the dwarves. After all, the War of Three Hammers was the splitting of the dwarven clans, and the Dark Iron Dwarves got the short stick of it. They lost. And the Bronzebeard, the Mountain Dwarves, led by the Bronzebeard clan, were the ultimate victors. They got to keep the city of Ironforge, which was where the dwarves originally hung out. So, I had to have the dwarves for some mortal wombat. I didn't include the description here about the head-to-head fighting of the dwarven clans. And another thing that further accentuated the conflict is that Magni's daughter, Moira, was kidnapped by the Dark Iron Dwarves. But she ended up falling in love with Emperor Tharason. So when you go to Blackrock Depths and you kill Emperor Tharason, if you leave Moira alive, if you don't kill her in the encounter, she yells at you. She's like, "What have you done? I wasn't a prisoner. I loved him." And a whole bunch of stories spun off from that. I think the current ruler of the Dark Iron Dwarves is Moira. She's the Queen Regent, because her son, I think, just came of age. Her son and Emperor Tharason's sons. Anyway, long story. The point is, the regular dwarves are here, and they are the feudal monarchy. I wanted to have another feudal fight. They are chosen uniters, because they are now the leaders of the Alliance, and they are also subterranean society. They have the Dire Bear Mounts, one of the most iconic shots. The very first cinematic for the World of Warcraft is a dwarf hunter with a bear following him. So I'm like, I have to give him the bear mounts, because they also rode rams, and there are no rams in the game. So, Direbrand mounts underground adaptation, and they are adaptable. King Magni himself is an artist and merchant. He was a master craftsman, and in fact, he crafted the Ashbringer as a way to counter Frostborn, because it was the Lich King, well, the Death Knight at the time, Death Knight Arthas, who slew his father, and Muradin Bronzebeard, who turned out to not actually be dead, but that's a different story for a different time. So he likes empires that trade grievances, he likes empires that do not break treaties, he dislikes empires with a weaker military, and he dislikes empires that start wars. He himself likes to trade, he drives hard bargains, and he likes to expand, he likes to exploit. Like Neptulon, it is on site. Now again, he likes me for whatever reason, so perhaps it would be wise to not go fisticuffs with him. I need to go here so I can get to that. Even though there's so many juicy nodes around me. But you know how it is. We're also touching tips now for Metropolitan Society. We do have natural. I love natural recovery. We're going to take it. And since I can, we're going to go ahead and pop expanded governance as well. This justified war has given me so much Imperium. I'm not used to having this much this early. It's beautiful. It's magnificent. We're still bleeding, though, which is very unfortunate. Thrall has returns. Mana is low. Friendship between Alakir and Thrall. You hate to see it. We have a Stormscale Serpent. Let's get a Plague Serpent. We'll put this in Blackrock Undermountain as well. This is the new mechanic for recruiting stuff from the rally to the place. I don't believe you add anything to the rally. No. I remember to get that pickup, but I don't know how. Oh, I know how we're going to get it. In many moons. In many moons it shall be obtained. Can you expand? No. Maybe you can. One of the mechanics that I've never done before, that I think is really cool, is we can basically take an army and put it on a tile and then give it to our city. Do this. Cool. How much chaos do I have? Where is it? We're actually pretty close to it. What is this? Siege spec is good. We will take that. And I have to remember, somebody has siege stuff going on. It is Ragnaros, okay. Very nice. Oh, wow. Okay. I don't think I can actually do any pickups here. Because they're all... Another Searing Dungeon? Yeah. And now we're on to our second tier 2 tome. Because of the tomes Unbound, there are no affinity requirements. And if we're going to do this, if we're really going to do this, we need guided projectiles.
Awaken your mind's eye to gaze beyond the physical realm. Secrets near and far will reveal themselves, and the truly observant will even be able to peer into the immediate future. Your enemy's look of shock when you deftly sidestep their attack before they have even launched it is truly a sight to behold.
I do really like Watchers. I'm not sure if we'll get any, but having a summonable battle mage is always a pretty neat trick. But what we're really here for is guided projectiles. We're not really here for anything else. This makes it so that our base attacks, for our battle mages, our support units, our ranged units, and our skirmishers, ignore accuracy penalties from obscuration conditions caused by units that are in the way and certain terrain. If you're going all in on an archer build or a battle mage build like we are, this is almost mandatory. Almost. It's hard to say anything in this game is absolutely mandatory, but it's pretty close. Wow. Team, I'm being actually ransacked. Oh, it's magic material, not wonder. I believe the only city that has a magic material is Shadowforge right now. Yeah. It's still 5 gold and 5 knowledge, but not really worth building if you ask me. Now we can go ahead and trade again with Alec here for mana. Wow, we're up to friendly. If I can get him into a pact before he joins a pact with Thrall, that'd be real swell. Nice, I have 75 mana now. I wouldn't mind trading you some basic items to try and get enough mana to talk to the Seer, but we'll see. See what we can do. I've stolen this guy's mana node, on which he built a mine, by the way. 3rd mine. Shadowforge was relatively rich. It was a big old city. I wouldn't mind... Built this on top of this too. I could take this. It has 2 wonders attached to it. I mean, obviously, Orgrimmar is our true goal, right? Maybe we just vassalize this for now. What do you got? Towers? I need to break the towers. Cool. I believe Ragnaros is standing on the way out. Move him slightly. So we can bring up Seathrall. Kaboom. A wild ragtag force, but if it works, it works. Our scout is continuing the diggy dig. I think I should probably leave some of this in case we encounter, like, get a Delver hero, but... Nice, okay, so we can expand onto this next turn. And then next turn after that, or next expansion after that, we can grab that Wonder, which is all well and good. I suppose we can start waddling this army up north to kind of repel this crap. Tier 3 is in. Fantastic. I will get stone walls. A defensive pact between Therazane and Thrall. This could be a problem really soon, actually. I somehow am better. We'll be keeping track of your capability rankings. You are the most pathetic ruler, and that is how it should be. Wow. Rude. I'll have to declare a rivalry on her later, when I have the money. Yeah, Therazane hated Ragnaros. Ragnaros is all about fighting and chaos and burning down the world, and she was like, order and being chill. A lot of Therazane's hatred comes from mortals and how they act. Which, you know, completely understandable. Gonna have after these guys to leave. I'm gonna fail this quest, unfortunately. Stone Mother Therazane has recently retreated to the Astral Void. In her absence, a regent introduces herself. Well met. Our great Stone Mother Therazane is currently indisposed, and whilst we investigate her absence, the weight of our proud empire has fallen onto my shoulders. Rest assured, we will find the one responsible for the fate of our grand ruler, and justice will be served. It is not abnormal for a ruler to temporarily retreat into the void. For someone to rule in their temporary absence, however, is certainly unique. Interesting. No choice but to see how this develops. This is one of the intrigue happenings. Ah. What? Was Therazane usurped? Okay, so for the record, Ragnaros wouldn't talk to her at all. This would just be a goodbye. But yeah, it's just gonna be goodbye. I was like, maybe the Dark Iron Dwarfs would be like, I can respect a regent like you. They were all about various forms of treachery and shenaniganry. Interesting. Okay. I mean, You do you. Is this just a little fledgling? It is. And this army is waddling up north to see if it can help out. We're going to build an Aspirant Knight here, I think. Putting tier 3 here would be nice. So we can now get Liege Guards. In fact, we should have gotten some Liege Guards. Indeed, we did. So this is the Liege Guard. This is the tier 3 unit for the Aristocracy feudal culture. And they are incredibly cool because they have the Sworn Bond. This is basically Warding Bond. So it links to a friendly hero unit. Damage sustained by the linked unit is transferred to this unit with a 25% reduction. So they did nerf this already. In the dev build, it was 50%. At the start of each turn, the linked unit gains strengthened. So this is not only a defensive buff, but an offensive buff as well. So we want the Liege Guard to be as thick and tanky as possible so that it can survive Ragnaros being hit with reckless abandon. I knew they were going to nerf it. They had to. 50% damage reduction is actually insane. Truly illegal. Alright, this has been secured for the home team. There has to be something standing on this, right? My little scout would have picked it up on her way through. An army wouldn't be bad. A mint wouldn't be bad either. Blackrock can expand. We need a forester. Nothing can be a forester. Oh, right, we're going to grab this. So now I control the way up. What if I tear this city down? Have we thought about that? Yeah, I need to build up my mana for her. Should we YOLO a hero? Let's do it. So a new ruler has appeared in this realm of schemes and conquest. Welcome, Ragnaros. Let us hope we can manipulate the realm together. So I spent a long time trying to create this character. Make sure he had the proper respect. Because this is the Lich King, Arthas Menethil. The Lich King holds dominion over Azeroth's undead, but he has been silent since the Death Knight Arthas retreated to Icecrown Citadel. By placing the crown of domination upon his head, Arthas fused with the lingering spirit of Ner'zhul, conjoining their might and taking his place upon the frozen throne. However, the chaotic energies unleashed by the War of the Elements has begun to thaw the Lich King's containment. The Shaman Ner'zhul and the Paladin Arthas are no more. There is only the Lich King, and all the world shall fall under the dominion of death. The Lich King is one of the most iconic characters in Warcraft. And fun fact, the original plan for the World of Warcraft was to include, for the base game, to include the Burning Crusade and what would become the Wrath of the Lich King. There's even like a vanilla version of the Outland that people found in the files. But, of course, time constraints are a thing, and they ended up breaking it apart into the base game and then 2 expansions. So, Arthas was definitely intended for vanilla, and he leads the Damned of Northrend. People have made hour-long essay videos about Arthas. He is an incredible character. Probably the best Blizzard ever made. The best written character they ever made. But he eventually fell to Frostmourne and killed Muradin, who ended up being actually alive. So he's kind of just here as a chaotic joker, if you will. A wild card who could ally with literally anybody or nobody. They are the Dark Representatives, with Ritual Cannibals and Scions of Evil, another Scion of Evil, with the Poisonous trait, Strong and Arctic Adaptation. He himself is a Deceptive Spy. There wasn't really anything appropriate, I think, for him, but he likes empires that break treaties, he likes empires with weaker research, he dislikes empires that have many alliances, he dislikes empires with a stronger military. His strategy is to be covert, he likes to gain vassals, and he likes to explore and exploit. Good to see you, Lich King. Like I said, I spent a long time on this character. Do we chill? Like, are we chilling? Do we vibe with the Lich King? Sure. Honestly, I don't know if Ragnaros would because, you know, Northrend's cold and icy and he's all literally on fire. But hey, for now, they're both agents of destruction. I also realized the reason everyone likes this is because of the major justification war declaration. So once that goes away in 2 turns, everyone's going to lose 200, which will be about right. I see a button that I'm in for. I just hope that he gave me enough. He probably didn't, but we'll see. We shall see. I believe this is, yeah, that's a mountain, so go like so. Build roads, build roads. I believe the Plague Serpent would beat this, although it is a champion. Maybe not. Alrighty. We are under attack, Ragnaros. We hope that you will honor your oath and come to our aid. So he's giving me 31. Unfortunately, declining will break my defensive pact as well. So the reason why, I mean, I'm down to do this, but unfortunately, the moment I do this, I'm going to lose my plus 20 income and it'll be plus 10 instead. He might call Borma to war as well. Hold on. Ooh, she is totally going to go. I wish I could, this is a 5-turn ordeal. Oh, Borma attacked Neptulon? Oh. I might do that. I might not. What do I know? Okay. Hold on, I need to think about this. This should be an easy auto. There's no hero here or anything. It was a mostly easy hero. Auto. This wouldn't be a bad city to take over. I suppose we could take it. Although it's right next to this city, which could cause problems, but it's also a 3-turn thing. So I don't really want to hang around for 3 turns. I suppose we can hang around for like 1 turn and see what's cracking. Maybe he tries to stop me. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Mr. Thorison. So go ahead and grab the foraging training. Unfortunately, a lot of his research now is going to be like the champion stuff. By research, I mean his skill ups. This city needs a lot of help. So much help. Okay. How long do I have against this? I have 2 turns. I could declare rival right now, which might give me a little bit. I would need 20. I don't know how long it takes to get my stuff. I guess moderate's as good as it's going to get. Man, that sucks. We shall accept. Burma didn't join me, though. So now we're in like a full-blown alliance with Alakir. Which, like I said, is lore accurate. Although, it was a relatively loose alliance. But a loose alliance is still an alliance, okay? I need to get more magic materials and I need to make sulfurous. Oh. Well, that's unfortunate. Do you think that's Thrall that did that? But yeah, Neptulon is the reason why there's actual oceans here. On this map. I planned for once. For once I was ready. I was debating doing like a full lava map, but I think I'll save that for a different playthrough. It actually works out perfectly well, the lava mechanics, with a certain major transformation that applies perfectly well to a certain bull god. Did I give it away? I tried not to. Alright, Triple Forester, we have a way up. That's +2 Imperium for your boy. And Metropolitan Society. This gives us 10% more income on the Molten Core and Shadowforge City. Unfortunately, neither of our other cities are going to be able to benefit, but c'est la vie. And we'll go right of the armor for the best item in the game. The Breastplate of the Champion. Plus defense, plus 20% damage with melee attacks, and plus 20% critical hit chance with melee attacks. Fun fact, there used to be a... It wasn't really a bug, was it? It was more like a situation in the game where... Oh, she took over Torchborn. Where... Oh, if I had the tier 3 tome, I could just break these mountains and go straight for Orgrimmar. That's an interesting thought. Where all the free cities would get that, and you would just have a gazillion of them sitting around in your inventory. Like, every hero would have the Breastplate of the Champion. 'Tis no longer the case. I'm surprised this guy isn't... This little thing isn't, like, releasing this, but I'm also glad. Because just them standing on it just means it's detached from my... Like, it's effectively not working. But at least it's not being left by me. Shortly after the Regent has risen to power, your guards bring forward a townsman of the Earthen. Firelord Ragnaros, thank you for hearing me. I hail from Deepholm. When our Stone Mother was cast into the Astral Void, Borma took control of our empire. I know her as a schemer who will stop at nothing to gain the power of her god here. I am sure she is behind the prolonged absence of our Stone Mother, but I lack the proof. I am no longer safe in Deepholm. I offer my skills as a scholar to the ruler who aims to prove her guilt. Now look. Ragnaros doesn't give 2 shits about the politics of another nation. Not even a little bit. But the Dark Iron Dwarves might be interested. The townsman nods. Thank you, Firelord Ragnaros. I will share all I know about the disappearance of our Stone Mother. Our Stone Mother was banished to the Astral Void. Usually she returned to her throne soon after. Now, however, something binds her to the darkness. There is magic afoot, and I am certain this is Borma the Conjurer's doing, but I lack the power to investigate and prove this. You could prove the magics that bind Therazane in the Astral Void to help her, or use these findings to your own advantage. Of course, of course. I will investigate. Aw, damn. I failed to make the, make it here in time. We can always ask for a new quest. A new quest from the element of spirit in quotation marks. There is a lot going on up here. That has to be a guarded pickup. Yeah, that's what I thought. Oh. I've unleashed unknown terror upon the world. Cool. Alright, this will be done next turn. So, I say, prepare for war. Unfortunately, that's going to take an annoying amount of time. The armory, rivalry between Alakir and Borma. Regiments of War Party. My domain has been invaded. Sure, I'll build some caltrops, why not? Why not? Chiefess Ungala Meat Grinder, the free city of Halheim, greets you with flashing eyes, a big grin, and a proud stance. Strength and blood. Glory to you, Ragnaros. We aggressive mold warps of Halheim welcome you to these lands of strife. We look forward to seeing your strength on the battlefield, be it alongside or against you. Well, there's your Furbolg scene. Unfortunately, it looks like Magni is going to wrap this one up. Okay. Ooh. This is going to be a good city. This is going to be a great city. Alright, Barrow Hill. I think I know what I'm going to name this. I have two options. And I think I like... Ooh, this actually makes a lot of sense. Okay, I know who it's going to be. So there were a few creations of the Dark Iron Dwarves that were just massive. Ooh, should I have taken this while I'm here? Meh. Monumental architectural masterpieces, if you will. And one was the Stone Rot Dam. I'm just going to call it Stone Rot. And it was crafted by Architects something Stone Rot. I have the page open. And that's who I was going to make my next hero. We're going to go deal with this. Because Ragnaros was kind enough to build roads. Ragnaros. Kind. Hardy har har. Oh, okay. Hello. Hello, good sir. Well, if we find another Delver, alright. Unfortunately, I couldn't really make use of you. Let it be known that Thrall has crossed me. Okay. I am now very evil. Good. Remember, for every level of evil that we have... Oh, you need walls. We gain bonuses. I believe it's bonus draft and Imperium income. The artifacting is being all sorts of special today. Indeed it is. I need a Forester for this? Okay. The investigation into the cause of Therazzane's prolonged absence has completed. Your scholars and the townsmen who joined you present their findings. It is worse than I imagined, O Firelord. Is your hair color changed? My stone mother is not only bound to the astral void, but the energies that bind her all converge in our capital of Deepholm. The nature of the magics involved and the sudden rise of Borma the Conjurer's power strongly implies she is using a cage of binding to siphon Gaudier energy. Your scholar nods. We have found evidence that the Regent has captured Therazzane in a cage of binding to enhance her power. I get 78 Imperium. Nice. And I get a special grievance. Very concerning. That's concerning. Do go on. Oh. The mystical seer who spent some time in your domain has packed up and is ready to depart. You're also missing your legs. He has come to find you to say his goodbyes in person. Profitable in my stay was. Very few regrets. Now time to go. Would say hope we meet again, but I already know outcome. And with that, the seer ogre turns around and drives her cart out of sight. Says his goodbyes, drives her cart out of sight. Fair enough. Perhaps your destinies will meet again in the future. You have learned Stone Mother Therazane is being kept in a cage of binding in Deepholm, used as a source of power to the Regent. Using this controversial, some would even say forbidden, method to steal power from a Gaudier would be a cause for war for many. Yet a direct assault would be risky, the scholar warns you. Borma is no fool. She will tether the cage to herself. We must first break that lifeline before we can free my Stone Mother. Before you can break the cage that holds Stone Mother, you need to collect the necessary components to remove any traps. So, I can go get a Tranquility Pool and an Astral Dew, or I can decline the quest, get some Imperium, and receive a bunch of knowledge, and it will end. This can't be the only evil action, right? There has to be one later, so I'll claim these locations. I gotta be honest, team is gonna take me a hot minute, though. I like how Ragnaros is aquatic. Because he just walks through it. Next turn, 2 turns until we get the best trait in the game. Alright, let's bonk it. Death. Oh. There's a replacement for death in this series. I'll never be able to do Chris Metzen justice. But I'll try. I think it's Chris Metzen who does this. By fire be purged! He says that one, and what else does he say? Die insect? Die insect! You killed my... Okay. Some fun stories regarding the Molten Core, which is the raid. They made... You know that meme? Tony Stark made this in a cage with a box of scraps! Yeah, that's true for Molten Core. They made it, I think, was it within 24 hours? They made the dungeon? Like, the physical map itself. They were on a real time constraint for Classic WoW. Well, shoot you in the back. I wish this thing had melee as well, but it's not. Oh, this might be a dead archer. A dead legendary archer. I hate to see it. Oh, I got that killed. Huh. You had more damage than I thought, little slitherer. Okay. 80 gold down the drain. But hey, we're able to secure our little city. This is being formed up, but I should be able to get a whole bunch of grievances from her because of this. So I'm kind of inclined to just let her keep doing that. I feel like I should secure this. I need a forester. Let's go to tier 2. And we'll get a quarry here. Or do we build this? Nah, we'll get a quarry. Mental Mark is pretty good, actually. 300 resistance could be insane for our battle mages. Well, that's a combo I didn't think about. You built your armory. That's good. Let's get our State Hall for growth. A bounty. This is kind of far away from me. You're angering me, Ragnaros. I am warning you. If you keep going like this, I will see an end to your reign right here. Okay. We may not be so different after all, Ragnaros. Your actions are promising. By all means, continue. He likes empires with weaker research. Well, can I interest you? Oh, I wanted gold. Like that, yeah. Nice. Now look, this may be a bit of a waste. But I don't think she'll be able to declare on me. Well, okay, let me rephrase. She can declare on me, but I don't think she will, because the AI sees no justification and loses its mind. It does not like declaring war with no justification. It tries to do the right thing, which is sickening. This whole city is surrounded in the Lodge Monster Den. Which does worry me a little bit for this city, but I'm sure Stonemort will be fine. Sure. You know, now that I think about this, this might have been better over here. Because I think this has a... Yeah, that was dumb. It has a radius, a max radius around it. Thaurissan gained it. Why did Thaurissan gain it? Ah, yes, Lawbringer, of course. Or whatever you are. That's right. I remember now. We don't want to go on to the lands because this can't make it. So it's going to take me 3 turns to get to the city. I hate to say it. Oh, there's Magni. We're at war with Magni. Which might be mildly concerning. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what you're doing either. I could just ban this whole thing, but that's not. Molten Core can annex. Ow. Bitch. What a rude individual. What do I need? Whichever renown the governor has, the city. Oh yeah, this is the unique building for aristocracy. So for each of renown the governor has, the city gains +10 food, +10 draft, +5 city stability. This is actually insane. Bonkers. But we'll get this first. I need a conduit. Got any conduits? No. Can I make one? I can make a small jammer, next best thing. What else do I need? Forester wouldn't be bad. Is there a Forester with a special note on it? There is not, no. Well. Alright. We could build some mines and maybe go Merchant's Guild, actually. It might be in my best interest to go Smithing Guild in the capital. I usually do like that. Start spellcasting, whatever. Rivalry between Thrall and the Lich King. Your actions speak for your wisdom. I'm glad to see our fates entwining. I'm not. Go away. I can't be lore accurate Ragnaros while... What is your problem? While befriending Neptulon. Those two things, they like water and oil. They don't mix. So we have 3, 6, 7. We're missing 2. Which ironically I think are the 2 coolest characters I made. That's how it is, isn't it? Do you see this invasion from your coast? Fun fact, Orgrimmar was almost flooded. It too is on a coastline. And Jaina. Oh, I can actually make some movement here. Nice. Jaina almost flooded it in a fit of rage. Because the Horde, this too is a story that like I could make a whole video essay about later on, so long after Classic. Do you think if I run this guy around, he won't kill me? When was this? It was Miss Pandaria, right? The Horde, led by Garrosh at the time. Do I want more? I want Aspirate Knights from here. Led by Garrosh at the time. Used the neutral city of Dalaran to smuggle an ancient artifact. Oh, right. This is your way up. And now I just took this over. Oh. I didn't think about that. Yeah. So now the city is stuck. This is the max size of the city. Um, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So I could... Okay, so I think the Molten Core could actually just be fully underground. We'd be at 29 pop, but then the Shadow Forge can take this. That's what we'll do. So we'll take this one from stone rot, just because there's no point in it having it. And then we'll transfer this over to Shadowforge, and it can go up, and then Molten Core can keep expanding down here. That's also pretty lore accurate, because Molten Core was only underground. But, I feel like I was going on a rant. Oh, right, Jaina. And, the genocide of Orgrimmar. Well, first let me figure this out. Oh, hey, there's the Delver I was talking about. So, Delver. Someone actually recommended Delver because it can be used to really boost your renown really high quickly. And I mean, here's the bonk thing. The downside is that the underground has been pretty well cleared out. I guess you can go over here. I don't have a city for him yet, but that's not that important, I don't think. Oh, I guess he could take over Stone Rot. So do we want him to be the architect? You have a cool looking staff. You don't look very architect, but... Okay. I'm okay with that. Sure. Alright, advanced logistics. Yes! Roads cost 3 movement points instead of 5, and units gain fast embark. And while embarked, they gain very fast movement on the world map. The game officially begins, team. There are 2 stages of the game. Before advanced logistics and after advanced logistics. Rivalry between the Lich King and Thrall. That makes sense. I have another fun fact. I think the Dungeon Conclave... Pop that down there, I guess. I only need 1 conduit. During the Wrath of the Lich King, Thrall was still a Warchief, but he was trying to train Garrosh as his successor. And Garrosh wanted to basically take the whole force of the Horde, destroy Stormwind, the capital of the Alliance, and then plunder the land and use all their resources to resupply and arm their army, and then attack the Lich King in Northrend. It was a very bold strategy, which of course Thrall did not support. He wanted to work together with the Alliance, which is ultimately what happened. And he sent his advisor. Oh, it starts with an E. Was it Elgor? Agor? Igor? Anyway, he sent his advisor with Garrosh to lead the Warsong offensive in Borean Tundra. Tower bombardments, undermine the walls, construct onagers. There are 2 heroes here, but not Thrall. We're gonna take that. This can be the General's domain. That sounds fun. So we'll have the Architect take over this city. It's not a great city, I gotta be honest. You know, maybe I do raise the city. I kind of want a Shadowforge to, branch out through here. Maybe we raise this and we take Orgrimmar as Stone Rot. I'm down. I'm getting a potential spam call. You'll have to wait. A trade proposal? Teleporter pack, sure. I'm down. You want to be in alliance yet? Boom. And we can share vision. Nice, I was waiting for that. Okay, so here he is. And there's my tranquility pool. Wow, you have expanded across the lands. Very impressive, good sir. The Furnace. City with 3 provinces adjacent to this landmark. Unlock the recruitment of the Infernal Fiends. Oh, of Infernal Fiend and Magma Spirit units. Interesting. This free city controls it. Huh, that sounds fun. Halheim declared on me. Whatever. So be it. Who wants me to do this? Oh, this is creating a... I was thinking of you, Ragnaros. Were you? Unfortunately, I cannot trade that to him. I can take his strength pool. Alright, take it. Which... From Comcast? I don't have Comcast. Fuck Comcast. Comcast is awful. Just like this is awful. In fact, I don't think this army could take it. Well, we have an Aspirant Knight coming. Maybe it can lead the charge. The charge. Do you get that reference? I'm sorry for the damage. The pain. The suffering. I don't know if I'm going to be able to actually raise this. I discovered the furnace. I did. I mean, technically I didn't. It was more like Alakir did, and I just kind of piggybacked off of him. So I'm making a city here. This would be a great spot for a city. Very convoluted for me to get over here, though. I don't think this connects, but it could. I did some cheating. Not in this playthrough. But before I decided on what realm settings I wanted, I did some cheats where I just like fully explore the map to see some of the generation. And they did a pretty good job of making sure that everything is interconnected. That's unfortunate. Even if... Ooh, this might be a faded region. You know, even if I don't always agree with what I see. Is a one-turn Pyromancer what I want? Probably not, but that's what I'm getting. Mental Mark is in. Let's get some cheaper stuff, shall we? Like the Call to Glory. And you know what? You could have a merchant refinery. A trade proposal. You would like peace. That is no mercy. Call to war. Join us in our war, Ragnaros. Well, this will fix my plus 10 income. Look here. If you were going to tell me that Alakir was going to be more bloodthirsty than I am, I wouldn't have believed you. But here we are. Another handcrafted region. This Demon Gate's very useful. In fact, this is a city we should probably incorporate, because it has this. Which, by the way, is a new variant of that wonder. And it has all of this. We can do some lava gameplay. Proving your relations with Heldon may lead to short-term gain. Sustaining those relations, however, can you trust them? I can if you give me this. The Silver Tongue Fruit increases our relations with people that have our Whispering Stones. I'm going to wait one turn. He's going to step on this. Because there's no walls, he can just walk right on top of it and stop the raising. Although there's no hero. I mean, he can walk on top of it without a hero because there's no walls. I should have built the Palisades. Flee. Yeah. Wow, the scout died? This will be Stone Rot. Or I give it to the general. He didn't step on this. That's interesting. Where did he go? I don't know. Duchess Sibba Val, the free city of Equilon, looks at you disgusted. How can you be so evil? Easily. Alright. Well, we're returning here to go deal with this. With this in the Pyromancer that will join. We have a Liege Guard as well. Call to Glory is in. Oh, Dungeon Hazard. We can... So I haven't used this yet, or seen it used, but this is a world map spell. It deals physical damage, double, so it'll deal 30 if cast on a dungeon province, but, perhaps more importantly, the army becomes slowed for 1 world map turn. And I believe this is the in-combat slow, not the overworld slow. I believe when it's overworld slow, it says that it's like reduced movement by 50% or something. But this means that they have 1 less retaliation attack, of course. I'm actually really curious how it exactly is going to be. I do need more foresters. This is the last forester here. Let's get a gold mine. Okay, you can reach this, and you need a forester. I was like, is it going to be... Oh, that's unfortunate. Is it going to be they're slowed at the start of combat for 1 turn, or just like for the entire combat they're slowed? Should I YOLO a bandit army? No, I have no mana. Alright. I accept Alec here. I have to kill her anyway. Very well, Ragnaros, she says through gritted teeth. If it is a war you want, it is a war you will get. So the reason I didn't want to do that... Alec here is a friendship with Arthas, cool. Is because she's really close to me, and I'm a little busy. In case you haven't noticed. But Orgrimmar will fall. Let's do this. So, of course, sieges are a little more difficult now, because the ballistas and the catapults, in this case, can be aimed. But hopefully, my attack did something to them. They're healing the tower. They're healing the tower a lot. Guess it just goes to show how useful the AI thinks they'll be. And it's our job to prove them wrong. So, of course, now that we have the Liege Guard, we'll be bonding with our boy, the King, our Liege. And I think when the AI does this, they're very keen on destroying the towers. So I think I'm going to be pretty keen on destroying them. Ooh, you'd be a good Bonds. Yeah, we'll take it. You know what? We'll ward our defender. He's champion rank, so if we could get him to evolve, that'd be real cool. That'd be pretty swell. We'll have our Snicky Snick go this way. Alright. Let's see how the AI does. I hate that militia, which is okay by me. You can hate the militia all you want. Good, sir. And or madam. Alright, these are all heroes, so they are not... Look at that damage. 81 damage. He's dead. Dead to burning. Now, as I was saying, they're all heroes, so they're not faction leaders. The Clay Arbalists are an Arbalist unit, so they have a one-shot policy. I don't know why I called it a policy. Suppose we can try and heal this thing. Damage is so low. Was it a good idea giving her Duelist? Probably not. But it is funny. There is a modded item from the Wondrous item pack. It's called like the Staff of the Magi or something. Which is a super cool Oh, he's a fire. Super cool staff that gives you like bonus magic damage and like status resists ignoring and whatnot. I believe our onagers are ready. They are. Please don't kill my prey. Oh, that's a great shot. So I don't want the Liege Guard to really get into any scuffles. So I want them to be here to protect my king. My Liege Lord. You can go over here and heal up this militiaman. If the AI is targeting the militia, they're not targeting something important. We'll have you kind of vibe here. I could set that on fire. Could kill this. It is burning. That's 15 damage. It's 12 damage. Fine. Hey, look, he also cast Ignite. Ooh, dominated by militiamen. Okay. I think that guy's going to survive. I could kill that hero with see-through. Or try to, I guess. Some math is required to kill things with a ritualist if they have a stick, which she does. All right, well. Farewell. 3 points. Alrighty. Kaboom. Kaboom. They made it so you could cleanse people that were mind controlled, but maybe not. What even dominated them? Is it you? Oh, there are nymphs in here. Okay. Well, just to kill the nymph. Easier said than done. Oh yeah, I'm going to have to put mental mark on my bar. So I remember to use it. There's going to be a great ability with our setup, I think. We'll waddle over this way. I could charge into that, but then the, unfortunately, my own bloody militia gonna have a field day. I hate to see it. Alright, Mothra. I think I'll just kill this. Take the secure kill. Tie that up. Turn into that. Yeah. Should have done that first. Do you think a literal plant is weak to fire? I would hope so. Do that. Kaboom. Alright. Remember that we have volatile summon, so the thing is going to explode. We'll just go defense mode, it's fine. My king. I know not what to do with my knight. Ragnaros can teleport? Oh, that is such a dead militia. If the militia dies, though, I think it's, like, fine. Ow. And that's why the AI kills those, I guess. Alright, can we save Seathrel? I would like to think so. You teleport here. I get 3 swings, or I get the explosion. How's the explosion looking? Pretty spicy. If my own militiaman must die for its traitorous thoughts, then so be it. No. Hey, can I shoot you? I can. Yeet! How about you? Anything you want to shoot? Not really, actually. Alright. I don't know if it was good damage, but we did get the explosion off. Mothra. Mothra. Help us, Mothra. Okay, boom. Okay, we have a shock unit doing stuff. That's nice. We will remove my own burn and heal up my girl, who can heal herself, actually. So I guess she'll be okay. Be gone, militiaman. You have failed me for the last time. I mean, I suppose we can just shoot this. I need to get that enchantment up. Ow. Alright. Did all my militiamen die? I don't actually know. I think this is gonna go okay, though. Rude. You should not have done that. Of all the places that you could have gone, that might have been the worst one. But I mean, I appreciate it. The enemy flees. That was the second hero. But to where can you run? Oh, actually quite a lot of them get away. Crossbow of Umbral Protection. The Fine Dragonbane. And the Dire Warg. I'd like to melt this stuff, but we'll take it. Alright, Orgrimmar. Should I call you Stone Rot Dam? Thrall has lost his capital city. He is way the hell up here. Huh. So most likely, he is just going to, replace his capital. Although if he puts it here, I'm still pretty close. We'll wait one turn here to see what's going on. Ragnaros has gained a level renown. He's at level 3, which means Liege Lord has upgraded. So he has a 30% unit upkeep on units of his house in his stack, and bonus healing per world map turn. And in battle, they will gain all units of his house that are in battle will gain plus 30 hit points and plus 15 morale. Therazane is alarmingly close. Probably should build the Masonic Hall first. I also need to get another hero going. Don't queue. There's no points. I think do I go Merchant's Guild? I think I want to go Smithing Guild here. And of course get to tier 4. So we grab a hero this turn. I don't have the mana to cast Wait, what? Did I already cast him? Did I research the wrong thing? Did we not research guided projectiles? Huh. That's a weird bug. I'll just pop this here. I need an Astral Dew. I'm gonna have to fight this myself. Oh, I don't know if I can actually do this. We'll see. So without a hero, the Liege Guard is not overly helpful. But it'll still do something, I suppose. Yeah, this isn't awful. That's pretty good. That was really good. Okay. I would like to make sure this stays with our Liege Guard if we can, for the buff. We got a bit of a traffic jam here, but alright, that'll do. I'll throw away the militia. Insanity resisted. Fantastic. I would love to go charge her. Alright, I'll do it. If you love her so much, why don't you marry her? That sort of thing. We'll tie up that. Killing the hero is probably a big boon, so we'll do that. Sure. Although the Scald is relatively resistant to fire, being a Scald. Would have guessed a being of infernal flames. Doesn't really care about fire. Alright, this should be pretty much chill. I was going to be a little upset if I lost an Aspirant Knight in a battle without a hero. Not gonna lie. Alright. Can anyone get over here and kill this? Looking a lot like no. There's no way this can kill the Aspirant Knight, right? Okay, that's what I thought. Like, I know I'm very unlucky when it comes to this, but there's no way, right? Okay. A Stalwart Channeling Robe. Hello. Ignore 4 stage resistance, plus 1 stage resistance, and plus 10% magic damage. You'll have to see it. Okay. So 2 turns. It looks like Thrall is up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start heading this way. And see if I can bait. This large monster into attacking me here. This might all be Thrall. Dungeon Hazard is in. It's time for a new tome. I don't know why the enchantment is not in our pockets, but that's fine. At tier 3, there are a lot of tomes that would be good here, but we're of course going to start with the new one. The Tome of Geomancy.
Geomancy taps into the Earth's purest arcane connection. Plant your feet to feel the invisible ley lines and connect to the astral flows that resonate below. Sense the subtle contrasts between sand and ash, rock and ice. Embrace these distinctions. Become the crystal that resonates with this ancient song. Open yourself to the Earth's magic and witness its boundless offerings.
So Geomancy really makes sense for... I mean, to be fair, it makes more sense for Therazane, but for Ragnaros, it also kind of makes sense, because what the Sorcerer-Thane Tharasin was attempting to do when he summoned Ragnaros was he was reaching deep into the earth of Azeroth to pull power in a desperation act to survive the assault from the counter-assault, really, from the Bronzebeard clan and the Wildhammer clan. 2 of the Dwarven clans were coming down upon them, and this was their last act of survival. But his wife had just been killed by the Wildhammer clan, so he was enraged. And that rage is what Ragnaros felt during the summoning ritual. And Ragnaros grabbed onto it like a tiny thread and ripped himself out of the plane of fire. So it makes sense to me to go ahead and go Geomancy. Of course, we're really here for the Geomancer and the Geomantic Crystallization. I really don't have the mana to cast Geomantic Crystallization, so I think we'll lock... Well, we'll go with Geomancer first, and I'll lock this before it shifts away. The Geomancer is going to be our payoff unit for our Battle Mage shenanigans. They deal damage based on the terrain they're on, but by default, it's physical with a chance to bleed, and their big AoE is a 1 hex radius immobilization bleeding attack. They are really cool. I had only 1 in the Blint playthrough, and this one I plan to have a lot. A lot. A lot. Alright, we're going to grab this guy as our new character, and I'm going to make him up real quick as our final act of the day. So everyone say hello to General Angerforge. He was the Dark Iron Dwarven General who players massacre. And because he's a warrior, he will be our new hero, which means we're not going to get Stone Brought Dam, we're going to get a different city, but that's okay. That is okay. And because he's a warrior, he of course wants to not die. Not dying is good. Not dying is great, in fact. He didn't have a mount. But what kind of item do we want to get? So he was a master tactician. Looks like they're already making him go down the Berserker tree. I know that... So Knight is like... Dare I say meta? We saw the power of this with Tyrael. It went absolutely bonkers in the last Blint Saga series. So I thought we would try out the Berserker tree. Because, you know, let's not get wild here. I know there's a build... Oh, I should probably look it up. Someone linked a build in my Discord, which you can join in the link description if you'd like, that gets all of the good stuff here within a very short amount of time. A very short amount of time indeed. I do like Frenzy. Frenzy into Keen Edge into Executes. Into Berserker Rage. Alright. Keen Edge is good. Execute's good. And we will go Initiative Chaos with Searing Strikes. Now, like I said, he, I believe the weapon he had, I'm sure Future Fate put an image on the screen. Right, Future Fate? You would do that for me, buddy? I can't imagine how much he hates me. The pain and suffering I put him through. He has a one-handed axe, which is not something we can really make, but we can at least try this out. Voila! The Goldseeker pickaxe. I can do physical or blight. Oh, we'll just slap blight on it, why not? Pickaxe. Blighted Guild Axe. There we go. We'll, of course, you know, make all the fancy good stuff once we get access to stuff. But here it is. The axe is the next best, or the pickaxe is the next best thing to an actual axe. It actually doesn't look... It looks pretty good. It's very similar to the axe he has. It's a dual-bladed axe, so... Stone Rot has no governor. It should burn to the ground, however. I hope this isn't going to step on it and ruin it. I currently cannot give it a governor. We capture somebody, a free city declared on me. Domain's been invaded. Domain's been invaded. Domain's been invaded. I'm sensing a trend here, team. I think my domain has been invaded. I can't quite put my finger on it. But I think my domain has been invaded. Let's enter into the consequences of our actions for the day. Please don't take this, though. I know I was a silly boy, but you just let me burn it down. Just let me burn it down. I believe the Stone Rot Dam was destroyed. I don't remember. No. Well, that's what I get. See, if I had built the palisade wall here, they would have been able to do that. But I didn't build the palisade wall there because I didn't want to spend money on it. At least this thing can't reach next turn. But that is for Ragnaros to worry about next time. So thank you all for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Thank you to the patrons and the Member Support channel. I greatly appreciate you. If you like to channel, feel free to join the description down below. And I will see you next time as the War of the Elements continues and to find those two missing enemies.